And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. How are you? Already 6:30 this morning. We've got Odie getting prepared. He's got notes. I'm scared. He's coming in. Do we look like Walter Cronkite if we do this more official?
Music in the background.
What? I have to get you a pipe where you look more sophisticated when we do headline news stories. And we do have a lot that has gone on, all seriousness, all jokes aside. In the last 24 hours, a lot has happened in Meridian. We've got answers to some of the things. Some of the things we've got what has been provided to us. All that's at the top of the hour beginning at 7. I do hope you'll come back and join us as we tackle another day, Thursday. And did I mention a sunshiny day, at least today? Right now you're starting out at 78, nice and warm as we get it going. So many of you up and stirring as I glance up at this. Mary Lynn, how are you? I always like that southern language. Mary Lynn, it's got to be a double name. I like it. Richard, good morning to you as well. And I see Harvey and Miss Dot, so many of you there. Let's go for a good word out in Collinsville. We'll be back with some national headlines as we get our day underway. Let's see what we've got going on at the First Baptist.
I remember in college, we had a few guys that we would give a hard time because it would be so obvious that they would do things just for the purpose of gaining favor with a professor. They would find ways to talk about how much they studied or read overnight. They would always be the one to try to answer a question posed by the professor. They would volunteer to do things for the professor, thinking he might keep some of these things in mind when it came to giving a final grade on a paper or project. Well, we would affectionately call these guys suck-ups. And the most irritating thing was that it would actually work with some professors. In Romans chapter 3, verse 27, Paul continues addressing the issue of being justified by faith and not by following the law. He asked, where then is boasting? He goes on to say that we can't boast because we believe we've kept enough of God's law to earn being justified before God. That's like being a suck-up. Paul makes the bold statement in verse 28 that, for we maintain that a man is justified by faith apart from observing the law. He goes on to say that everyone who would be saved by faith regardless of which laws they did or did not follow. This belief doesn't nullify the law, Paul would say, but it would demonstrate that the law would be upheld because it's there to make us aware of our sins so that we might seek God's forgiveness and put our faith in His Son, Jesus Christ. There's no special benefit that comes from keeping the law. Trying to earn our salvation through that is worthless. For salvation, we must trust only in what God has done in and through Jesus. There's no need to be a suck-up. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Brother Paul, and I hope you can make it. The church doors are going to be open on Sunday morning. They'd love to have you. I think they even have Sunday school. I forget which day it's potluck where you get to bring the meal. I have to ask Brother Ben. We'll find out on all that. Still, as we talk about churches, there's so much going on through this weekend with Love Out Loud. I hadn't had a chance to catch them to get pictures of everything that's going on, but boy, they're busy around town. Look for them. It's good deeds throughout our city. We've got Philadelphia that has theirs. We have so many communities that are involved in it. 30-plus churches or more involved this year. Proud of that. As we look at a few of the headlines that are making the news this morning, and we'll get into some more of the Jason Aldean. And who's against him? Who's talking about Jason Aldean? He went number 1. Already there. Yep. We'll talk about that this morning with Odie. As we look at this in Florida, we go to South Florida. One person was injured and one person dead in a shooting at a store. Never understood why people want to harm people while they're... It makes no sense. I do hope they'll be dealt with in the right way. Horrible in Connecticut. We don't get a lot of news out of Connecticut. We see this morning that a mother and a daughter, the daughter was 5, are found dead after being swept away by a current in a river. Isn't that horrible? Just so awful. We found out that none of us won the Powerball in the bad way. They didn't even try to break it to us gently. They just said somebody in California won it. $1 billion has been awarded there. Check your tickets, though. You might still be able to win something in the smaller amounts, but the big money went to California. Best I can tell, it's going to take all of that to live in California these days. This AI, or is everybody familiar when I say AI? It stands for artificial intelligence. You're going to start seeing this in drive-ups. I think Wendy's is going to be the first to use this. When you place your order, it will be an artificial intelligence person voice that takes your order. Criminals are loving this already as they do this. A mother was demanded $50,000 if they figured out how to take the voice of her daughter and call the mother and say, I'm being held captive. I need $50,000. Criminals use good things for bad things. I don't believe that. That never even crossed my mind to use something like that.
I always thought artificial intelligence.
Artificial?
Blonde head would dye her hair brown.
Odie's on one today early. Artificial intelligence. I'll let you tell that at 7 o'clock. Oh, have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. Let's see here. We'll get back into the Jason Aldi and a few other things that we see here. They have released who the person was that turned in the case of Hunter Biden, saying that the FBI and others did wrong, the whistleblower. It is really, really deep. Do I think anything will ever happen with this? Nope. It's going to be covered up just like a cat. Well, y'all know where I'm going with that. We will not get the truth. Those that are guilty walk free. We see it all the time, don't we? We're coming back with more headlines in just a moment. Don't rush off, and we got your forecast.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Same old sound, and no one's answering. Vote for change. Vote Ben Shirley, District 81 Representative, on August 8th. Ben will answer the phone. Ben will get answers in Jackson for District 81. Ben will create jobs and promote economic development for East Mississippi.
I'm Ben Shirley, and I'm asking for your vote in the August 8th Republican primary.
Vote Ben, District 81, August 8th. Paid for by Ben Shirley.
Bree, I think you're right. She said that every politician in Washington is AI, artificial intelligence. A lot of truth to that if we put it out there, isn't it? All right, as we get this forecast underway today, let's first pull up, and I want to show you what our radar is going to show for severe weather for tomorrow. Let me pull this up so we can do this. Now, today, let's go ahead and look at Alabama. There's a little bit going on in Alabama as we pull this up. Here's what we've got for today for severe weather. And the bad stuff is going to be northeast Alabama into Athens, Georgia, Chattanooga, on up through Nashville, a level 2 in that area. Around Tupelo, you could see some serious weather. Here in East Mississippi, where it's just going to be hot. That's the best I can tell you. As we go to tomorrow, let's look at what happens in the outlook for tomorrow. Here we are with a level 1 throughout the area. And we'll go right through Lauderdale County, through Newton County, and all of Neshoba County and Kemper County will be a part of this. Winston, Noxubee, y'all are in that, on into Alabama, level 1 for tomorrow. That's the outlook there. Could be a lot worse. That's how we'll start out Friday, and that should come in the afternoon hours after lunch. We'll look at what the National Weather Service has in just a second so you can see all that as well of what they've got to tell us with this weather for tomorrow lined out.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look back upon 2000, it was 104 today. We're not going to get that hot. It'll be close, but not quite as hot. The coolest was in 2009. We woke up to 59 degrees. We're at 78 this morning. Yesterday at 4 a.m., it was 80. Y'all, I'm not making this stuff up. As we look at the forecast, 99 is what we should see. 99, 98, wherever it is that you stay. 97 at Columbus Air Force Base. Across over to Vicksburg, basically the same statewide. Anywhere from 97 to 99 and hot, hot weather. As we glance to Bamaland, again, they'll have that weather up in here with a high of 97 in Demopolis. Even Tuscaloosa is seeing the same as Meridian at 98. Here's that outlook of severe storms tomorrow. As we see this same map I just showed you, it'll be in the afternoon, late into the evening hours, right there dark. So if you've got something that doesn't need to get wet tomorrow afternoon, pay attention to that. As we look at Bama, this is what their outlook is, as we showed on the map. Gadsden up toward Huntsville, severe weather. As we see the heat stress, look at this. It's bad. As we see for today, we're at a level 2 in the Meridian area, 3 from Jackson on over, including Hattiesburg. Now, tomorrow we'll be at a level 2. We're going to see somewhere around 111 today is what they're already predicting, going past this a little bit. This right here will see at least 115-ish. We don't even need to talk about that in the South, do we? This is awful. As we see, same goes for Alabama, 105 to 110 in all of these areas as well. As we glance across, it's not getting any better. As we see that we're red, but more hot weather is on the way from Texas, making its way here, way above average as we get this. The forecast, 98 to 99 today. There is a smidgen of a chance of rain, increasing to that 20% chance tomorrow. By Saturday is when we'll get the bigger stuff. 60% chance of thunderstorms rolling in, high of 92. Most likely that will fall after 1 o'clock. Be an afternoon shower. As we get to Sunday, we're backing it down to about 30% chance and lingering in between 20 to 30 through midweek with highs jumping back up into the mid-90s. There you go. Now, as our outlook all the way through August the 3rd, and by then school's going to be open. 96, I see that, 95, even down through the 3rd there, 93. A hot day. As we glance at this, here's our look at what's going on. A 20% chance of this becoming something coming out of Africa. As we go back and look at Don, again, nowhere near our area. It's going to stay in the Atlantic. Moving along this morning at 52 miles an hour. Wind gust of 63, and millibars have dropped to 1,002, moving west-northwest at 7 miles an hour. What's the fishing forecast hold? Here we go. Chet tells us a perfect time to be out later on. It's going to be about 2:30 this afternoon when it's really hot. Should get you a suntan then till about 4:30. Oh, boy, that's the fishing forecast. West wind 5 to 10 is what is forecasted. A quick look at our headlines and weather from around the nation and what we've got going. Now, we've got everything lined out from tomorrow, from yesterday, this morning beginning at 7. We'll tell you what all those fire trucks and flashy lights were doing and what the police tape was at a local motel. Ooh, I was there. Pretty rough stuff. We're going to tell you all about that, what happened. That's coming up at 7. Don't miss out on this. Know what's going on in your community. And if you know something I don't, please get it to us so we can investigate and find out more about it for everyone else. All that's on the way here at the Scotty Ray Report. We'll see you soon.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: